Hi, Brent. How are you?
Good.
Where do you think the leadership on your side of the ball will come from, and is it a concern at all?
No, I was just talking with somebody outside. We may not have as many guys in a leadership position this particular season, not as much age and experience, but I think we have a chance to have stronger leadership than we've had the last couple of years. I don't think it's about the number of guys, it's about the type of guys and their ability to lead. And I think we've got a couple of really good candidates right now. And I think camp is one of those, probably the most important time where that leadership shows itself and guys are put to the test. There's hard conversations that have to happen. There's a lot of adversity. And so your potential leaders, that's when they really emerge and have a chance to prove and to earn that respect and that position.
Hey, Brent.
Hi, Neil.
Wondering, as you looked at the trends from last year, as well as you guys played, at times there were some fourth quarters where things kind of got away from you. Have you gotten your finger on how to fix that and maybe what led to it?
Yeah, I think obviously we've talked on our side of the football about being finishers, a closer's mentality, and some things that go into that. It's not something that we ignored or pretended didn't exist. We did try and identify why it occurred. Sometimes we were able to in particular games, and others we weren't. But more than anything, I want to make sure we have the right mindset. To have a lead in the fourth quarter and give it up is upsetting for all of us. I think I've mentioned this in the past. Cam Brown, immediately following the Citrus Bowl in the locker room, kind of addressed the kids, addressed the team, and talked about that type of trait, being a finisher, and where we fell short and what we could have accomplished if we'd closed out some games. And so it's been something that's been talked about in our room since the bowl game.
Brent, here's a question for you about Micah returning kicks. What's the risk there? Because there was a linebacker here a handful of years ago that they put back there. He got hurt and was out a while, Gerald Hodges. So what are the risks of having a player that's that important to your defense possibly back there on what's probably one of the more violent units on football, which is kickoff return?
First of all, we want to do whatever we need to do to win games. And if Micah can help us on kickoff return, and then we want him to do that, and he wants to do that. He may be a little more passionate about actually catching the ball than blocking somebody, but he's committed to special teams. We want all our starters to have a role, to be involved on a team or two. I think that's very important. We emphasize special teams here more than any place I've ever been, and that starts at the top with James. And I feel we've got a great special teams coordinator with Joe. Some of the things he's doing really has the kids excited. They want to be part of it, and that includes Micah. And Micah did a lot of things in high school that with the football, returning kicks, playing tailback. He blocked a lot of kicks. First one down on kickoff. I mean, there's a lot of things that Micah can do. It's our job as his coaches to make sure that we don't just throw him in the fire and we don't put too much on his plate. He's obviously a guy that can rush the quarterback and do things that way. And he had his hands full last year just learning linebacker. And as he's able to do more and have success, then we'll ask a little more of him. So, but we're prepared, and he's prepared. If he can help us in any special team area, we want to do that.
So he's your punter now, too?
He can't punt.
I think he might have been
Jan Johnson can punt.
There we go.
Yeah. and snap and play quarterback.
Curious about Etor and just, if you had much contact with him while he was home over the summer, and how's he looked since he's been back?
Yeah, first of all, we're very close with Etor and his family. Ever since the recruiting process, Coach Spencer, myself, Coach Franklin, that's been a healthy, strong relationship for a lot of years. And Etor is one of the hardest workers on our football team. So I was not surprised to see him back in action yesterday, just, looking like Etor. He's got an incredible motor. He runs very well. He's got tremendous work ethic. It was great to have him back. Certainly we spoke often through the summer. He's an important part of what we want to do here and what we've done here. Yeah.
Hey, Brent. Shaka Tony, do you feel that he can be more of a three-down guy this year rather than a pass rush specialist? And also, in your reference to leaders earlier, was Shaka one of the guys you were thinking about?
Yeah, I think that's a really good question. Everybody wants to talk about Shaka kind of as a specific down guy. I don't see that anymore. He's always understood leverage very well. And now that he's put some weight on and some strength and has a little more experience on early downs, I think he's got a chance to be a complete end this year, absolutely. He's got one of the stronger voices in our locker room. Guys really respect Shaka. He's a very intelligent young man, and I think he's setting himself up for a very good year.
Got time for two more for Brent?
Hey, Coach.
Yeah.
Last year we saw, obviously, Micah Parsons and then Jesse Luketa play as true freshmen at linebacker. This year, obviously, you guys have a couple really good freshmen as well, Brandon Smith and Lance Dixon. So I know it's early, but with them having enrolled early, do you expect those guys to play, or what's your thought process moving forward?
Yeah, two talented young guys. Both have good work ethic and have size to play as freshmen. They both early enrolled, which helps that. And, we have a history here of playing true freshmen at linebacker, and those guys have set themselves up for that. It's too early to tell. We've had one practice, and but those guys are both in contention to play as freshmen, certainly.
Hey, Coach, how are you? Question about your safety position. Lamont Wade, what kind of investment has he made this offseason, fighting for that starting job? And then bringing in Jaquan Brisker about a month ago or so, what does he bring to your defensive backfield that maybe wasn't present in the defensive backfield before he was on campus?
Lamont Wade is playing his best football right now. He had a great winter, really good spring, had a good summer. I mean, he's closer than he's ever been to reaching his potential. He's an enthusiastic player. He brings a lot of energy to practice. And so I'm super excited about what Lamont's doing right now. We have a lot of competition at a bunch of positions, and that's one of them. And Brisker certainly brings a high degree of talent and length and speed. He's got some corner qualities, but tackles like a safety. It's still early going. He's been on campus for, a couple of weeks, and he's had one practice. But being an older guy and playing at Lackawanna and evaluating him as a junior college player gives us a little better idea of what we're getting than guys straight out of high school. So, excited about him. We've got some good competition at both safety spots. And like any of the positions on our defense, these guys, they may be on that depth chart at Sam one day, but, there may be merit to move them to Will the next just based on putting your best guys out there. We're not going to let position-specific qualities limit us putting our best 11 out there. We'll have to fix that as coaches.